Last year, injury hit the Detroit Lions defensive line and linebacker position group, and now it is migrated to the secondary, man. We have lost both DJ Reed to a stint on IR, and Terrion has yet to be announced, but I strongly believe that he's going to wind up on IR as well. Either way, both of our starting cornerbacks are going to be down for the foreseeable future, and the Detroit Lions, while not yet scrambling, we know that this team will turn over every and any rock to find players that fit their team, and it appears that they've done just that. According to Cameron Wolf and his Twitter account, says the Lions are signing veteran slot cornerback Arthur Maulet to their practice squad per source. The Lions have been looking for CB help after key injuries. And like I said, last year, it was the D-line. Last year was the D-line. As a matter of fact, this coming Sunday, the October 13th, so it'd be 1 year since the devastating injury on Aiden Hutchinson. And now we are getting those injuries in the secondary, losing both our corners, and Khalil Dorsey is also out for the foreseeable future. I mean, I think he was in concussion protocol, but Dan made it seem like it was going to be a little longer than even a few weeks. So we'll see. So the Detroit Lions are hurting, and we brought in there was rumors that we were interested in a cornerback. We had yet to bring him in. We tried to poach a cornerback yesterday, and that was stopped. And now we've brought in Arthur Maulet to the practice squad. So right now, I don't know if there's any corresponding move. Maybe we already had the room, but he is part of the Detroit Lions practice squad right now. Let's take a look at his stats. He was undrafted. He is 32 years old. Again, there's only so much. I'm not even tripping. I'm not even tripping on this. I mean, bringing in these guys, it has worked thus far. It has worked to get us to where we have been. The ultimate goal is a Super Bowl, and we'll see if it gets us there. But I mean, look, anybody that comes in to help this team reach that goal, I'm really not going to complain about them from this point on. I mean, those moves have to be made in the offseason as to, how you build the championship roster. Now you're trying to attribute, cover for injuries. So undrafted, spent some time with Dan Campbell. There's a connection there in New Orleans in 2017. In 2018, played for the Indianapolis Colts, spent 2 years with the New York Jets. I remember him with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm like, yo, that name sounds super familiar. I remember him with the Pittsburgh Steelers, his stint from 21 to 22. He spent 2023 with the Baltimore Ravens and 2023 and 2024 with the Baltimore Ravens. So as you can see here, from the 2019 season, the last 6 years, he spent 2 years on each team, has not played, as far as I know, and has no stats for the 2025 season thus far. So again, anybody we bring in at this point in time, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping because you're trying to get to the finish line at this point, and you're going to need all the help that you can get when you are trying to do that. And again, our ultimate goal, we've been hit. 2023, we didn't get hit like this. 2024, wiped out, had over 20 guys on injured reserve, and now it's like, we're not there yet, but to lose both your starting cornerbacks is just insane. So the Lions are going to, and we're not done. We're not done at all. There'll be more injuries, but I don't think we're done in the secondary as well. I think before we even play the Kansas City Chiefs, we are going to probably bring on more bodies, like real talk. All right, so let's take a look at his draft prospect profile. Of course, this guy's been in the league for several years now, but I like to bring this up so we can try to kind of see what they were about when they were coming out of college. But of course, he has his NFL resume to speak for him now. So his prospect grade was a 5.4. That's probably bottom. It says below average. So I'm thinking that's a bottom of roster or practice squad candidate. We've been doing this for long enough to know that. Then you have down here, he has actually I don't know if Lance forgot to put this there, but he don't even have priority free agent down here. But let's take a look at his overview. It says Maulet's size will require him to move inside to the slot where his athleticism and ball skills are a plus. While Maulet was a much better football player this season and clearly understood how to play his position better, he will need to run well at the combine for teams to consider drafting him. And as we see, he went undrafted. He should post some athletic numbers, but since he's just 5'9", he needs to prove that he can hit a functional top speed. And then we will take a look at his strengths and weaknesses. His strengths are: showed immense improvement in coverage from last year to now, understands speed limitations and does a better job of protecting himself, has decent pass or decent press mechanics. And that's what we like too. We like press man. Can match receivers across the field out of their release, reads quarterbacks, and shadows his eyes from zone. Always looking to creep on throws underneath when playing off. Good arm length and hand size for his frame. Explosive leaper, can challenge and defeat much taller receivers in defending the high point throw. Takes a direct line to the ball in challenging the catch. Good hand-eye coordination, helps him swipe throws away. Shows some grit as a tackler. I mean, man, you can't even write this any better than this. Now let's take a look at his weaknesses. Says, has a history of getting torched on deep ball throw, struggles with acceleration after opening hips to sprint with receivers down the field, allows insurmountable separation if he's not diligent in his retreat. Aggressive ball hawking style underneath opens him up to damage over the top. Can be big boyed in space. I didn't even know big boyed was a word combination that you can use. Can be big boyed in space by bigger targets. Shows slight delay in reaction quickness when attempting to break on the ball from back pedal or shuffle. Again, this is a guy that the Lions have faith in and that we're probably going to need. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's already elevated because, again, we missed out on yesterday's cornerback that we tried to get that the Saints wind up moving or signing to their team because we were going to take him. We brought in a guy, made a video 2 days ago about a guy that we were interested in. I don't know if he's still on the table, but we're not done. We're not done. And I can see that this guy will probably be active. He probably won't be signed to the roster, but I think he's going to be elevated on game day because we are already down. Because our corners, we're talking about a Meek. We've got, because we're going to have some conversation. And I think we're going to see Brian Branch play more in the slot with a Meek now being on the outside. And then you're going to have Rocky Sand, Maddox. You're going to have those guys out there. We can see a lot more of Brian Branch in the slot. So the Lions wind up bringing the guy to their practice squad again. We didn't make a corresponding move, it looks like. So that means that we had the space to sign this guy. And I mean, 32 years old. Again, this is what the Lions do. It's gotten us this far. And like I said, I really don't have any complaints. We are going to need depth pieces. That's what this is. I have no complaints when you get guys to fill in voids or to when it comes to depth pieces. Like, I have no complaints with that. It's those guys that are going to, because let's be real. How much of an impact is this guy going to make? Probably not much, right? But again, he has been on a roster since he was drafted. Every year that he's been drafted, he's been on a roster. He spent from 2017 and from his third year in the league, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, now being in year number 9, he has been on the same team for 2 years in a row. I don't know if that's going to play out here with the Lions, but again, this is what the Lions do. It's gotten us to where we are, and I'm not going to complain about depth pieces. Like, this is what we need, right? We're going to need this. The season's not over. We're 1/3 of the season done. We got a long way to go. And if we're going to of course, we're going to make the playoffs, but make a Super Bowl run, we're going to need even more bodies. So no complaints here. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. It's kind of unique watching the Lions move. It really is, because you look at other teams. Like, you look at other teams who are willing to make big moves, who are willing to spend a lot of money. And we don't do that stuff. We spend money. We do that. But we spend money on our draft picks. We spend money on the occasional free agent. But I also think that, like, the mystery men have gotten us so far. The question that I've had for the last 2 or 3 years is, will this be enough to take us all the way, right? So we made the mystery men strategy, got us to the NFC Championship game, but we didn't win it. Then we would have gotten to the Super Bowl. That particular year, the Kansas City Chiefs had already punched their ticket. So we would have been against them. I think we would have beat them. So maybe the mystery men strategy works. Maybe it does. We beat them earlier that year. Now, granted, they didn't have Chris Jones or Travis Kelce during that game, but you know, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But again, no complaints here. So I got an announcement. This is what I wanted to say yesterday. I'm actually did a preview, a kind of a semi preview to the game with a YouTuber that goes by the name How About Those Chiefs. You may have seen him. You might know about him. And he is going to air that episode tonight. He reached out to me and wanted to do a collaboration. So I said yes, and that will drop tonight. So I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate that. Looking out for the little guys. So expect that. I'll share it out in my community tab so you guys can see it. You're not a huge fan of this channel of seeing collaborations. I've done that before. You don't really care about what the other team thinks of your team. So I will be sharing that video on my community tab. If you guys are interested, you can go over there whenever it drops and watch that video. I thought about something, and we're getting more into giving. Like, I want to use this platform for good. And we've got the Cancer Cares shirt. This is my first kind of dabble into something like this. And I'm thinking, okay, how could I do more? Because there's only so many shirts you could buy, right? So I'm trying to figure out a way to, and again, this is my first kind of forte in charity. So what could I do that you guys, if you didn't want to buy a shirt, you could just donate to the cause, right? So I'll try to figure something out. I wish I would have thought of this before. Merchandise is selling pretty well, but like I said, it's only so many shirts that you guys can buy, right? So anyway, I'll be sure to do better next time. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.